Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Girl MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. If you guys are watching the NBA right now, there is a little bit of delay between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Dallas Mavericks. Unfortunately, the extension or the I guess you could say the part that holds the basket kind of it came off a little crooked. Something wasn't right. So they had to replace the whole thing. They've been on the delay for over 35 minutes, and it's still going. The delay is going on right now. So until then, hey, you got us. We'll give you all we could break down everything, SmackDown Live um and AEW Rampage. So with that said, we always start off with SmackDown Live, and we started it off with Roman Reigns alongside his special counsel. Yes, Paul Heyman. They explained the reason why they did what they had to do, and I thought it was well done. I thought it was solid. Obviously, this does set up a lot of things. Roman Reigns possibly against Brock Lesnar now for WrestleMania. Actually, he did call the shot, so it will be Roman Reigns versus Brock at WrestleMania. Um, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was a solid promo segment. Obviously, Paul Heyman, always fun, always money on the mic every time he talks. So, and his explanation of why he did what he did, eh, I mean, I think it could have been a little better, but I get it. I get it. So, Anthony Florio, it's yours, man. Give me your 2 cents.
Gladly. Paul Heyman is great, a generational talker, but there wasn't much to this one. All that matters is that Heyman is backed by his tribal chief's side and reunited with the bloodline, a role that he excelled in. Speaking with conviction, he got over so creative and at least explained away his actions in a way that sorta kinda makes sense. The arrival of Bill Goldberg was something no one really asked for, and the idea of a match with Reigns is not all that appealing, especially since fans were not overly excited for the match when it was originally announced for WrestleMania 36 2 years ago. Hopefully, Reigns runs through Goldberg on his way to the biggest show of the year, because no one needs the 25-year veteran winning another title and throwing the WrestleMania title picture into further disarray. But it was a fine segment, though. Heyman was the star, hands down, no doubt. But I think the plan is that it will be, well, we already know it's going to be Brock and Roman, but I think what they're doing is I think we are going to get that title for title unification bout at WrestleMania. I think that's what's going to happen. For that to happen, Brock Lesnar has to win the Elimination Chamber match in a couple weeks, and I'm already going on the record and saying that he will do just that. I do believe Brock Lesnar will regain the WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber, and it will set up Brock and Roman title for title, winner takes all. And you can easily put that as the main event for night number 2. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So, one of the segments of the night, definitely. And that's really all there is to say on that. So, Michael Bullock, the match that we were supposed to get 2 years ago at WrestleMania, that didn't happen because Roman pulled out with COVID. It's going to happen here. We are going to get to see Roman Reigns and Bill Goldberg throw down for the Universal Championship in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, we had to wait a little bit for this match to finally go down, and it will go down at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view / Peacock WWE Network special. And yeah, I think this is hands down Roman's going over here, and I think this is where they'll plant the seeds for that title unification bout with Brock and Roman at WrestleMania. Because I'm with you, Florio. Brock's winning that Elimination Chamber match for the WWE title. So yeah, the segment was fine. I mean, Paul Heyman. I mean, what else can you say about him? He's money as always. So yeah. So there's really nothing more to add to it. So let's move right along, Fletch.
Yeah, so here we go, guys. So first fight of the night, it's a 2-for-1. We had Ricochet versus Ridge Holland. Ricochet wins the match in 2 minutes and 20 seconds, but after the match, it led into an impromptu tag team match. Ricochet and Cesaro versus Ridge Holland and Sheamus. The heel team got the win in that match in 5 minutes and 34 seconds. So gentlemen, if you want to talk about it, we can. If you want to move on, we can. Anthony, it looks like your mic is off. So
No.
What's your thoughts?
But Bullock, what do you say?
I say move on.
Agreed.
All right. Okay. So next up we had was Eric versus Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso wins the match in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Then we had Aaliyah going one-on-one with Natalya. Aaliyah wins the match via countout, 4 minutes and 8 seconds. We'll move on from there. Then we had a promo segment by Drew McIntyre, interrupted by Happy Corbin. Anthony, your quick thoughts on that one?
The gift that keeps on giving, this feud. I mean, oh boy, howdy. I was happy to see Drew back, but I was not happy to see these, morons. But McIntyre is a performer at a whole other level. His intensity is on point. His ability to cut a promo, work a match, and connect with audiences is undeniable. He is a main event star stuck in the undercard at the most important time of the year, and it is damn disappointing. With that said, he has made the absolute most of this feud with Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. In Madcap's defense, he has proven to be a wrestler whose skills do not reflect the character he portrays. A blow-off match between the Scottish Warrior and Moss at Elimination Chamber should be better than expected. I'm not holding my breath. And hopefully it will free up McIntyre to do something a little more in line with his skills. So that's really all I have to say about it. So Drew was the clear star here, no doubt about it. So Michael Bullock, here we go again. Drew McIntyre and Madcap Moss. Really? We really got to sit through this again? Please.
Oh, yeah. This is getting this is beyond the point of go away. I mean, I don't know how to say this, but Drew McIntyre, to me, he deserves way better than this. I mean, and at the time of year where we're getting into WrestleMania season, I hope that the match in Elimination Chamber will free up Drew from this pointless feud. But I'm not holding my breath on that, so it's really nothing more to say. Fletch, I don't know how you feel about it, but to me, Drew McIntyre deserves way better than this, and on the road to WrestleMania.
Honestly, well, the thing is that unfortunately, guys, there's too many guys around. There's not that enough. Look, with all the rumors going around, with what we're hearing about what WrestleMania could look like, unfortunately, this is a time where, unfortunately, Drew is actually the odd man out this year. He is. I mean, honestly, any other year, Drew McIntyre would firmly be in the main event fighting for a championship at WrestleMania. But, A, we got Roman versus Brock, maybe title for title at WrestleMania. And then B, we have Bobby Lashley, who might possibly, now there's a rumor going around, he might be fighting Bill Goldberg. So, where does that leave McIntyre? You can't put him in a title picture now. Unfortunately, he's going to have to wait for all the smoke to settle from WrestleMania. If anything, he might be looking at possibly WrestleMania Backlash as an opportunity to fight for the title. This year, more than any other year, Drew McIntyre is going to be on the bench when it comes to the title picture, unless they have him fight for maybe Intercontinental or US. But honestly, that title, all that is kind of beneath them. Maybe Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. If he does that, he's clear-cut favorite. I know Omos will also probably be in it, so obviously a lot of people will say, wait a minute, MF, don't forget about Omos. I'm not. But if you want a guy who gets momentum heading to Mania, maybe give McIntyre the Andre the Giant win. I mean, Cesaro got it. There's a few guys who've won it that, in a way, it's parlayed them to having a pretty good career. Pretty good. I'm not saying great success, but pretty good for the most part. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All I know is right now, like I said, you're absolutely right. Drew's greatness is being wasted away, but one day at a time, I guess. So next up we had was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal. Nakamura wins in 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Then we had then it led us to the next match, which was the New Day versus Los Lotharios. New Day wins it in 8:58. Michael Bullock, I'll give it to you.
I'll give it about 2.5 stars for the match here. I mean, a nice win for the New Day here. I mean, yeah. So who knows where this will lead for the New Day. So yeah, there's really nothing more for me to add to it. So Fletch, it's yours. 2.5 stars.
All right. I'll say 2.5. I agree with that. There's really nothing more to say. So Anthony, it's yours.
What was the time of that fall?
8:58. 2 seconds under 9 minutes.
I'm actually going to give it 3, and I'm going to call it the hands down fight of the night. I said to myself as I was watching, finally, a good match, because all the other matches, I'm going to be honest with you, MF, sucked. But this one here, this was good. I mean, on a show that is oftentimes full with rematches, we have seen more than enough times. Booking another battle between these two teams would actually be welcome, especially if they can replicate the quality of this one. The chemistry between these two teams and the drama they produced late was simply fantastic. The crowd in OKC was on fire, fighting on every near fall, and that is a testament not only to the action itself, but the work put in by Big E and Kofi to make the fans believe the otherwise overmatched Angel and Humberto could actually defeat them. With no clear-cut direction for either team before Elimination Chamber, bringing the teams together in singles and tag matches in the next couple of weeks is a strong option. So this was hands down the fight of the night. Solid 3 stars for me. So really not much more to say except MF, someone that you have wanted and you have been begging to have on Friday Night Smackdown for the longest time. Tonight, you finally got your wish.
Yes, it was. Started it off with a promo by Sonya Deville with Charlotte Flair in the ring. Sonya informed that she had spoken to Becky Lynch before they went on the air and was informed by her that Ronda has planned to choose her WrestleMania opponent, her match at WrestleMania. Charlotte came out, said that offered Charlotte the floor and said that if she defeated Naomi next week, then she could choose her WrestleMania opponent. Charlotte grabbed the mic, said that she understood why Ronda would probably choose Becky Lynch, easier path, mother versus mother. Then she said she would choose her own opponent and called out Sasha Banks. who wasn't at the show tonight, and said that WrestleMania would be the best and worst day of her life, and that she'd be waiting, and she has a contract waiting for her. Well, not so fast. Ronda does indeed come out, and cuts a promo about it. Then Charlotte kind of said, and then she said it that Charlotte, she is not special, that she was just the first, and that she would see her at WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. Ronda Rousey has called her shot. It is for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, WrestleMania at AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. Get ready. And one other note, unfortunately, fortunately for Becky Lynch, Ronda does not go after her. That means Becky has no opponent for WrestleMania right now, folks. Now, obviously, the rumor going around is it's probably going to be Bianca. Let's be realistic, folks. So we're possibly looking at Bianca versus Becky for the Raw Women's title. But Anthony Florio, segment of the night, newsworthy announcement: Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, now set as a main event match for WrestleMania.
And I believe it should be I believe that they should be the main event of night one. That's there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, you can't have them anywhere but the main event. I mean, this is why you have a 2-night show. Roman and Brock's going to main event night 2. Let's be realistic. And I believe this will main event night 1. You thought Sasha and Bianca last year was something? This could be even better. Let's not forget Survivor Series 2018, when Charlotte stepped in for Becky Lynch. It was supposed to be Becky going against Ronda, but Nia Jax ruined all that. And we ended up getting Charlotte and Ronda, and they damn near stole the show in LA at Survivor Series 2018, even with the DQ finish. But anyways, this was the segment of the night. When Ronda Rousey is on screen, you want to see her kick ass. If you cannot, you want to see her threaten to kick ass. We got a little bit of both tonight, with a short, sweet promo that set up one of the marquee matches of WrestleMania 38 without giving too much away, in the form of a physical confrontation between her and Charlotte. The intensity in Ronda Rousey's eyes as she stared Charlotte Flair down to end the show is an image that sells the match. There is no messing around with Rowdy. She is a straight-ahead, focused badass who will tear anyone apart who stands between her and her goal. One facial expression tells you everything you need to know about her and sells the rage she feels for Charlotte Flair. That is what sets her apart from so many and helped her succeed early on in her WWE run back in 2018. Hopefully, she can replicate the success of that run when the bell rings come April 3rd or 4th actually April 2nd and 3rd in Dallas at Jerry World. And don't worry about it not being Ronda and Becky this year. I heard the plan is they want to do Ronda and Becky next year. They want to save that for SoFi next year for 39. So, and that could easily be the main event of one of the nights of WrestleMania. So, and that would be the one-on-one match that we have been wanting for so long. I know there are going to be some fans who are disappointed in this, but hey, don't be, because Ronda and Charlotte, you saw what they did. Survivor Series 2018, they had one of the fights of the night. So that could happen again. This match, I think, could be even better. You never know, especially if they let it be the main event of night 1, which I predict it will be, while Roman and Brock take night 2. So that's really all there is for me to say on that. So segment of the night, there is no question about it. So the next couple of years at WrestleMania is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. So with that being said, Michael Bullock, I mean, Ronda and Charlotte one more time. We saw it at Survivor Series 2018. They had a damn good match. This one could be even better. And then next year, Ronda and Becky at SoFi. Think about that.
Yeah, and last time Ronda and Charlotte met were, like you said, it's Survivor Series, and that was pretty damn good. But the stakes are higher because you got the SmackDown Women's title on the line. I mean, Ronda's already had the taste of the title, which is the Raw Women's title. Now she's looking to add the SmackDown Women's title to that picture. I mean, when you see that look on Ronda Rousey's face, that's a look nobody wants to see. And Flora, you forgot to mention one thing. Let's just say, well, Sonya Deville.
Oh, Sonya, yes.
Let there be a lesson here. Don't you ever try to piss off the rowdy one, because there are severe consequences, and you found out the hard way when she took you down and then broke your damn arm. And quite frankly, Sonya got what she deserved, especially after her heinous actions against Naomi.
Yeah.
So,
but I will say this. I think Ronda also might be in big trouble because technically Sonya is not a wrestler. At that moment, she is an authority figure for WWE. So I hate to say this, boys, but I think Ronda is about to be thrown to the bench because of her actions. She might be suspended. And here's the thing. If you don't want to have Ronda Rousey around, I think the best way to do it, suspend her for 30 days. Suspend her right now for 30 days and have her sit on the bench, because you don't need her right now. You don't need Ronda Rousey right now. You'll need her.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but I hate to do this, and I hate to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. Ronda should be fined and suspended because she assaulted a WWE official, and it was Sonya Deville. I know we might not like her, but she is an official, boys. Ronda overstepped her bounds. If I'm Adam Pearce, I'm demanding I am authorizing a suspension right now.
But the thing is, Fletch, do you really think Ronda gives a damn about it?
Oh no, she called her shot. It's Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. She's called her shot. I think it's just, it's a damn shame. But the thing is, you want to protect Ronda too. You want to protect her from the WWE universe, because the thing is, you overexpose Ronda, we're going to get that same reaction we got a year ago when the fans turned on her. So this time around, be smart.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, a couple of years ago. But the thing is, you got to be smarter this time around. It's perfect that they put Charlotte Flair. It is absolutely perfect that they threw Charlotte. But
you make it.
If you threw Becky, no, fans are not going to buy that.
You make a good point there, Fletch. I mean, WWE screwed the pooch years ago when the fans turned on Ronda Rousey. I don't think WWE wants to make the same mistake they did leading up to the match at WrestleMania 35. So that's why I think maybe this will definitely help, and you don't overexpose her, because if you do that, you're going to have the same result where, quite frankly, fans are going to turn on Ronda, and I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, they're going to be on Charlotte Flair's side.
Oh, no. No, wait a minute, Bullock.
No.
All right. Maybe I overstepped it a little bit, but then again, you're going to have...
You're thinking about next year.
Hold on. Hold on. I think you're going to have the fans say, you know what? I hope these two beat the you-know-what out of each other, because we don't like either one of them.
I don't think you're gonna get that. No, I disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't see that. Well, but I don't see that happening.
No,
Charlotte-
I think WWE's gonna be smart and try to do like what you just said. So
Charlotte's the most hated. Charlotte's the most hated. No one's ever gonna like.
Charlotte's got the nuclear heat.
hands
and
down.
Yeah, no, Charlotte's got the nuclear heat, and that's why I don't think it's gonna. This time it's gonna work because of the fact of who they got and who's going after. Well, who Ronda's going after. Because let's be realistic, nobody wants to see Charlotte at the top. Nobody gives a rat's about Charlotte right now, especially the way she's been acting the last year or so. No, and on top of that. Like Anthony Floyo said it, next year, the roles are going to reverse. Ronda is going to get booed. Becky is going to get the love because everybody loves the man. Everybody is always about Becky Lynch. So, no, I believe what WWE is doing is the right decision. If you throw Becky versus Charlotte, you are going to stunt Ronda's growth. You know the fans are not going to side with her going into WrestleMania, and I don't care about Becky Lynch's heel turn. The only reason why Becky Lynch's heel turn is working is because of who she's battling with. You're going up against the likes of Bianca Belair, who's monster over. Liv Morgan, who's a darling for the fans. The fans love Liv, so that's why it works.
And don't forget, because Becky Lynch is facing Lita at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. I was wondering why that wasn't a match at WrestleMania. I'm wondering why they pulled the trigger now and do Lita versus Becky at Chamber and not at WrestleMania.
Bianca.
Well, not only that, but okay. But the other thing I would have said was, remember the rumors going around at first that this was supposed to have been Lita versus Charlotte at WrestleMania before Ronda Rousey ever showed up. But then when Ronda came back, everybody was like, oh, wait a minute. Well, okay, maybe we get Becky versus Ronda now, and then maybe it'll be Charlotte versus Lita at Mania. Well, forget that, because now Ronda's going after Charlotte. And Becky doesn't have an opponent, but it looks like it's gonna be Bianca Belair. So I don't know. I mean, it's crazy right now. The whole women's division went topsy-turvy at Royal Rumble. Everything went nuts. And now there's even a possible rumor of possibly Melina versus Sasha one-on-one at Mania.
Whoa!
Because of what happened at the Royal Rumble. So,
man,
yeah.
The only question I have is how would you feel about it? Because I know you like both of these women.
Oh boy, But the thing is that supposedly the Melina thing was a botch. She was not supposed to have gotten eliminated as fast as she did. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. So. Boy, I would definitely run it back because I think a Melina versus Sasha match would be pretty interesting. That'd be a nice little entertaining match at Mania.
Yeah.
So what were you going to say, Florio? Because I know you unmuted for a second. What?
That's news to me. Sasha and Melina, and I was going to say, Bullock made a great point. I mean, about we know MF loves them both. Sasha for her athletic ability and everything else. Melina, well, that's another story. I mean, go back to the days when MF and I were doing Raw chats and whatnot back in the day, and every time Melina would come out, whether it was with Eminem or when she became a single star, that women's champion and all that, and especially the entrance, you know where I'm going with that. That would always.
You're getting me in trouble, Florio.
MF's heart would be so.
I think you better cut it, Florio, before we really embarrass Fletch.
Yep. No. I'm just making a point. I was just adding to what Bullock was saying about who he would root for. I mean, Melina for her beauty, Sasha for her ability. So
Yeah.
that would be a hell of an interesting match. I mean, and if we get that, oh boy, business will surely pick up in the women's division. And look what MF's got now. I mean, Ronda Rousey on SmackDown, his dream and the Fox executive's dream just came true, and then some.
That was also the big thing, is that Fox wanted this. Fox
Mhm.
Network pushed so hard to WWE to get Ronda Rousey when they found out she was possibly on her way back. Fox executives wanted Ronda because they think she's a ratings maker, and I would really, I'm a fly on the wall. I cannot wait to see those Nielsen ratings tomorrow to see what SmackDown did. Even though it wasn't a great show at all, honestly, but to have Roman Reigns, Brock wasn't there tonight, but Ronda was. But imagine what could happen when Brock is there, when Roman is there, when Ronda is there, maybe Sasha shows up. I mean, those are the four biggest names, and they are the four biggest draws on television. Imagine all them under one roof on one night of SmackDown. You might have maybe over 2 million views, probably two and a half on that night. Honestly, truthfully, nothing more to say. Let's just get into the overall review. I believe, Anthony Floyo, you lead off anyway. So, Floyo, not the best show. Openly admit. This was back to reality for SmackDown, but we did get some newsworthiness because of the fact that Ronda Rousey has called her shot, and as of now, SmackDown has both main event nights. They get to main event night 1 and night 2. Ronda Rousey going after Charlotte Flair, Brock Lesnar going after Roman Reigns. If you're SmackDown Live, you're giddy because you now have both main events of WrestleMania on both nights.
As you did last year. I mean, you don't forget, you had them both last year as well. I mean, when Sasha and Bianca threw down for the SmackDown Women's Championship on night 1, and then Roman Reigns, Edge, and Daniel Bryan in that epic triple threat for the Universal Championship. So, yeah, it's definitely going to happen for the second year in a row. No question about that. I think that might be WWE's way of making it up to SmackDown when it comes to the Survivor Series. I mean, we all know Raw owns the Survivor Series, but you got it made up to you and then some, MF. I mean, you may lose Survivor Series, but to know that your show will be main eventing both nights of WrestleMania, very likely. I mean, wow, that's something. So, yeah, this was not a good show. I can honestly only give this about a 3 to 3.5 tonight. I mean, opening segment was good. The a so-so segment with Drew McIntyre. You only had one good match, which was the New Day and Los Lotharios, and then the closing segment with Charlotte, Sonya, and Ronda. I mean, those were really the only high points. Everything else you can skip because they were ridiculously short matches. I felt like this was a bad episode of NXT 2.0, to be honest with you. Only instead of matches, you had segments. Good segment to start, great segment to close. Everything else in between was blah. But you had one good match and that so-so segment with Drew McIntyre. McIntyre was great. Corbin and Moss, not so much, but it is what it is. So 3 to 3.5 is my rating for this show tonight. Very, very bad show tonight. So there isn't really much more to say. Hopefully next week in New Orleans, they'll get their what together. I mean, you've got Charlotte and Naomi for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't know. I smell chicanery in that one once again. Sonya is going to be lurking. She's going to be breathing down Naomi's neck. Let's not kid ourselves. And whatever else they have in store. So 3.5 for me, Michael Bullock. Yeah, about tonight. Yeah, that was not so good, Al.
Yeah, this episode sucked. I mean, yeah, you had a couple of good promo segments, one good match, but I mean, some newsworthy stuff, but yeah, not enough to save this show. This show was an absolute train wreck. It was a disaster. They better get their you know what together come next week. So 3 for me. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, this was bad. I mean, I can't even defend it. I mean, I could try. I always am a good spin master and try to spin a lot of things my way, but even this, I can't even spin this. So there's really nothing more to add. So yeah, you're right. This was bad. Three stars. Um, Nothing more to add, and we just go right on into AEW Rampage. Started it off with Adam Cole versus Evil Uno. Adam Cole wins the match in 2 minutes and 29 seconds. I'm not. What's the point? The match was so bad. I mean, the match was just there. It was quick. It was. I mean, they buried Evil Uno. That's the gist of it. They buried him. Um, After that, we had Sammy Guevara versus Isaiah Cassidy for the TNT Championship. Sammy Guevara wins the match in 9 minutes and 17 seconds. Solid match. This was pretty good. This one was fine. I don't think we can really go. I mean, we can probably go maybe 2.5 to 3. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, I'll give it about 2.5 to 3. I'm leaning more towards 3 because every single time AEW gives Isaiah Cassidy a chance to compete in a singles match, he shines. This kid has such a bright future if he continues to perform at this level. This match was a lot of fun, but there was a little too much going on outside the ring. Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, and Andrade El Idolo trying to affect the outcome made Sammy Guevara look good, but it's a crutch AEW leans on too often. Having Darby Allin come out to help Sammy Guevara drive Matt Hardy and El Idolo's alliance out of the ring was a good way to set up a potential showdown between the former and current TNT champions in the future. So I'm going to give this about 3 to 3.25 stars for the effort. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, 2.5 to 3 for me. I mean, this was a good match here, a good way. Yeah, good match here. I mean, yeah, Isaiah Cassidy, I thought looked good, and but yeah, Sammy Guevara gets the win here, and yeah, it looks like they're setting up for a future TNT title feud with Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. Boy, howdy! I mean, that could be something really good there. So yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. So let's move on, Fletch.
Yeah, next up we had was Thunder Rosa versus Mercedes Martinez. Thunder Rosa wins the match in 7 minutes and 45 seconds via disqualification. Um, Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah. This was another 2.5 to 3 here. Mercedes Martinez received a rare disqualification in AEW, so this finish carries a little more weight to it. Martinez using the pipe indicates that not only is this feud far from over, but it is going to get violent. This was a good performance from two women who are known for being able to take it to the next level. They did not pull everything out of their bag of tricks, but they did enough to make this entertaining. Their next encounter should be even better because it will likely have some kind of hardcore stipulation. 2.5 to 2.75 of a star because of the DQ finish, but it worked. It worked. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, 2.5 stars. I mean, I thought it was an okay match. The DQ did hurt it a little bit, but it does prolong this feud. But yeah, I mean, and afterwards, I mean, when Mercedes Martinez got interviewed, I mean, then you had Dr. Britt Baker, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter come, and Dr. Britt Baker basically said, I wanted you to beat her cleanly and knock her from the ranks. And, well, this is where Dr. Britt Baker went there. She said, if you don't finish the job on Thunder Rosa, your time in AEW will be shorter than the previous company you were with. Ooh. Yeah, I think we all know what it was. So, yeah, Dr. Britt Baker went there with that. So, I don't know. You better choose your words wisely, or Mercedes Martinez might come after you, Dr. Britt Baker. So, really nothing more for me to say except, Fletch, I mean, this was a good match, but Dr. Britt Baker went there with the Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah, she sure did. There's really nothing more to say. So, yeah, nothing more to add. Um, she's got to be careful. 2.5 stars for me as well. So we got one more match that we got to cover, and that was for the FTW Championship. Ricky Starks going up against Jay Lethal. Ricky Starks wins the match in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
This was the fight of the night here. I'll give it about maybe 3.25, 3.5 here. I mean, nice win for Ricky Starks over Jay Lethal, but something tells me I think this feud between these two is far from over. So fight of the night for me, Fletch, it's yours.
Fight of the night, you got it. 3.5 stars for me. It was solid. It was pretty good for what it was worth. They got plenty of time. Body of work was fine. And unfortunately, the right man got it. The right man won. They're gonna keep Ricky Starks with the belt for a little while longer. I would probably say Ricky will eventually lose the belt to someone, and it'll be one of those where it's like a fluke wins or something like that. And honestly, I think the next man after Ricky gets the belt, because I think Ricky's going to lose the belt, and then Hook will get the FTW championship at some point. So I believe Hook is doing his own thing. Fans are super over with Hook right now, but I think Hook will probably be an FTW champion. I mean, he probably would get the belt, and that's probably going to be something that we'll wait and see down the line. But at the end of the day, yeah, Ricky wins it. So Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, this was the fight of the night. 3.25, 3.5. It took AEW a little while, but it finally put Jay Lethal in a big match situation that allowed him to show off his years of experience. While Lethal was the veteran, Starks more than held his own. This was not a one-sided performance. If anything, Starks had more impressive spots throughout the match. The biggest highlights were the way Starks finished Lethal and Martin's dive onto Hobbs. Both moments are going to be on highlight reels at some point. 3.25 to 3.5 stars overall review time.
And I do, and look, this was far better. This was far better. I'll give this at least 7.5 out of 10. I thought this was a solid show. I thought they did everything right. I think the body of work of everything was very good. So for me, that's my rating. So Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
7.5 for me as well. One bad match. They got it out of the way early. And then all the other matches were solid to good to great. Can't complain. So 7.5 for me. Bullet, take it home.
Yeah, 7 to 7.5 for me. This was definitely far and away better than Friday Night SmackDown. I mean, you had one bad match, like you said. They got it out of the way early, but everything else was good to solid. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. So, let's just put a bow on this edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk.
We do indeed, and we'll call it a night. Thank you so much, as always, guys. On Monday night, we do it all over again with another edition of Ridiculously Raw at 11 p.m., hosted by Anthony Florio. And we're recapping Monday Night Raw. He's got 205. He's got Impact Wrestling. And then Wednesday Night Mayhem. Thursday, very special edition of Strictly Sports, guys. Super Bowl 56 preview. We're going to cover it all. Then, right after that, we got Cerebral Smack Talk 1 week from tonight. So, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Have a good night, everybody. And